Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode of the Balanced Vibes podcast. My name is Kirsten, and today we're talking about the body weight and we're talking about the scale. And the reason I want to talk about it is that I see there's so much emphasis on the scale. People are really worried about the scale and the numbers going up and they are freaking out, while this is not always the most important thing about your health. And it's not even the best way to measure your success if your goal is fat loss. But first, I want to say that I've seen two types of people. So there is one big group of people, one huge community who says that your weight doesn't matter. You should never worry about your weight. Nobody should ever worry about their weight. But I don't agree with that, because if we're talking about somebody who is very overweight, who is maybe obese, then absolutely their body weight does matter. Also, one of the reasons is that their body fat percentage is very high, and body fat is really the tissue of inflammation. This is where we hold our inflammation. And inflammation, of course, is never good for the body. I mean, not never. In small amounts after workout recovery, yes, you have a little bit of inflammation. But if you're talking about somebody who carries a lot of extra body fat and is chronically inflamed, then this is the beginning of many disease. And you can look up Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. I think she's doing a great job at explaining these things and teaching people why is it so important to increase our muscle mass. Okay. So the other thing is joint health. I think it's obvious that there's a person who carries way too much weight on their body. It's not going to be good for their joint health. They're going to have lots of aches and pain, more aches and pains and so on. Going up the stairs is hard. So there are a lot of ways in how the body weight, excess body weight is harmful for the body. So I'm definitely not agreeing with those who say that nobody's body weight ever matters. You can be whatever weight you want. It doesn't affect you negatively. I think it does. Now, there's another group of people who are extremely obsessed with their body weight and then think that this is the end all be all. And of course, I was the one 2 years ago. I was so extremely worried about my weight all the time. I got on the scale every single morning, and it was not healthy because I didn't realize that this is not the way to measure your health, because I was really unhealthy. So it can go both ways. You can have a very low body weight, or you can be just low for you, and you may develop also all kinds of health issues. And so the truth is somewhere in between. You want to have a body weight that is optimal for you. And this is a range. It's not like, maybe you've heard people talk about set point. It's not like 150 pounds, period, right? You can't be more, you can't be less. It's more like a range. It's maybe like plus minus 10 pounds in either direction, and you will still be healthy. But we're talking about those extremes, extremely overweight, extremely underweight. This is what we don't want. What I want to focus a little bit more on today is understanding why your weight isn't the most important thing when it comes to your health, and even when it comes to your fat loss goals, because I do work with a lot of women who want to lose body fat, but they often give the scale too much attention, pay too much attention. And this is not great, because a lot of times you can actually miss the things that are going really well if you're so hyper focused only on the number on the scale. It goes up by 1 pound, you're like, okay, I should cut calories, or you should work out more, whatever. It doesn't go that way. And you may be actually making great progress and without seeing it, because you're so focused on the scale. Last week, I talked to one of my clients who is right now doing a reverse diet. So I've talked about reverse diet a couple of times on this podcast too. So reverse diet is needed when somebody has been dieting for way too long and slowed down their metabolism. So she is right now doing a reverse diet, and she has increased her calories by about 350. Okay, so she's eating 350 calories more. She's feeling better in so many ways. She's not hungry anymore, and her weight has gone up a little bit. It happens sometimes. The reverse diet is totally normal that the weight will go up a little bit. And she's very worried. She's so worried about it. She said, "Oh my goodness, like, what should I stop this? Like, why did my scale weight go up?" And we're looking at her photos, and she looks the same. If anything, she has more muscle definition, right? So those 350 new calories don't show on her body. And she talked about it with her fiance, and the fiance said, "Yes, you have gained weight, but you're also super jacked. Do you see that?" And she didn't see that. And of course, she's more muscular. She has more lean body mass because she's lifting heavier weights now. So previously, she was doing a lot of like Metcon type of workouts, and focused on calorie burning, but now we're lifting more. She's using heavier weights and she's putting more muscle. And that's why her fiance said that, yeah, but you also look really jacked. So I don't want you to become blind to those changes that are happening when your scale may be the same or may even be going up. You actually may be making great progress. If you are, of course, somebody who, I'm not talking about those who are obese or are very overweight. For them, yes, weight loss is important, but if this is not you, you can still make great progress. So notice your body composition change, just like I mentioned. Take progress pictures, see, okay, yeah, maybe your scale went up a pound, maybe it stayed the same, but if you have been consistently exercising, lifting heavy weights and resting between the sets and challenging yourself with weights, and if you've had your protein right and calories right, take some side-by-side photos and see. You can see the difference, even though your scale may not have changed. The other thing that you probably notice is that you are so much stronger, right? So when you start eating more, you are putting more calories into your body, which give you extra energy to do your workouts. And the other client who is in a reverse diet right now after a very successful fat loss phase, she's telling me that, oh my goodness, like, where's all this energy coming from? Because I'm crushing my PRs all the time, just crush my PR in deadlift and then in squat. And I'm telling her, yes, because these are your new calories. And she's not increasing, like her measurements are not going up, and she asked me, where is this going? But the thing is that now she has so much more muscle on the body that her BMR has just increased. So she's also so much stronger, and being stronger also translates into having more muscle mass. The next thing that you may notice, that you may miss actually, if you're only focusing on the scale, is that can you see how much more you're eating? So if you are, especially if you're somebody who has been under eating a lot and dieting a lot and was always struggling and trying to get by on 1,500 or 1,200 even calories, and now is eating more, there's so much freedom in it. And this is exactly the same thing that I talked about with the same client that I mentioned first. She said, yeah, I'm eating so much more. I have so much more freedom. Like, I have so many more choices, so many different foods to choose from. And there's a lot of freedom in it, right? So this is a really awesome thing. You're eating more. You have better energy. The next thing, you have faster metabolism when you are eating more. So when you eat more, you increase your metabolism. When you eat less, you decrease your metabolism. And everybody wants to have faster metabolism, because when you have a faster metabolism, you're burning more calories. Next thing is your clothes might be fitting so much better, but you don't see it if you're only focusing on the scale number. Are your clothes fitting better around your waistline? Maybe you're gaining in some fun places. I would say maybe your butt, right? Maybe your pants are tight here. Maybe your shoulders. Maybe your shirts are getting a little bit small. I think these are cool changes, right? You're building muscle on your shoulders. You're building muscle on your glutes, but you're probably losing a little bit in your midsection because your pants are getting looser. So notice these things. And then you see that it really isn't only about the scale. One more thing, and these ideas, these kind of conversations are always, what I have with my clients. One of my clients told me that, I'm eating so much better now. I'm not having like chips as a snack or chips for lunch. I'm having so many better things. I'm taking so much better care of my body. I'm fueling good nutrients. I'm drinking less. So also these are your wins. Even if the scale is not this week didn't go down, right? Think about all the habits that you've learned and all the good things that you're doing for your body by eating healthier, by drinking less, right? So these are all the big things to celebrate as well. And one of the things to understand is also, a lot of times your body weight stays the same just because you're increasing your muscle, and muscle just takes up a little bit less space. So if you put like, a pound of muscle next to a pound of body fat, then that pound of muscle appears smaller. It's just more dense and it takes up less space. So now if you're again only worrying about the scale and looking at that, you may totally miss out on what you have actually already accomplished, which is probably leaner body and more muscular body. And the other part of this episode, what I wanted to share is a couple of things that can affect your weight. So again, we're getting on the scale and we're freaking out. Oh my goodness, what happened? What's going on? Should we change something? And there are several things that may be responsible for that. And the first thing is the time of you're weighing? When are you weighing yourself? Because our weight is almost always higher at the end of the day versus earlier in the morning when you haven't eaten anything. So if you want to weigh yourself, you do it daily. Weigh yourself every single day at the same time. The next thing that can impact your weight is your fiber intake. So big fluctuations in that, whether you drop, whether you eat like a lot less or you eat a lot more, both ways, fiber can actually change your body weight, but it's all just temporary. Next thing, of course, have you pooped? Because if you have constipation, that may bring your body weight up. And once you get rid of that, your body weight might go down. The other thing is, did you just work out? So I actually just got an email from somebody who said, oh my goodness, why is my weight up every time I work out? I feel so puffy, I feel kind of swollen. Well, one thing might be that she just overreached. She did just too much, but part of it is also normal because when your body is recovering from working out, then it pulls more water into it. So you're retaining water and this will go away. And it's pretty common to notice that myself too. After a hard workout, always the weight is up a little bit, and I'm definitely not worrying about it. Absolutely not worrying about it. Your body's trying to heal, repair, and this is just part of the process. So don't worry about it too much. The other thing why your weight might be up is more carbs. You had maybe the night before, you had a little bit more carbohydrates because these two tend to pull more water into your body. And also maybe you ate a little bit higher sodium food the night before. That can also cause you a little bit of weight gain. And of course, time of the month. When is it for women? Is it around your period when your weight goes up? A lot of people are like that. Other people, that tends to be more like me, is around ovulation or just after ovulation that the weight tends to go up. And also the hunger may go up a little bit. And, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it too much. These are all temporary changes. Unless you are constantly overeating, like eating hundreds of calories over your actual needs, your body weight changes, like those small fluctuations, they're all temporary. Like if your weight was 160 today and tomorrow is 162, you did not gain 2 pounds of body fat. This is just impossible. So I want you to chill. I want you to calm down and understand that this is all just temporary. This is all probably just water. And overall, we don't want to worry so much about the body weight anyways. And we want to keep track on these other wins that we have, measurements and photos and how we're feeling. How's the energy? How we're sleeping? How's the mood? Oh, we can eat more food. We have more food freedom. The clothes are fitting better. Maybe I could pick up a smaller size. So these are all important things. I just really want you to let go of that obsession with the scale. And sometimes I almost feel like I have to tell my clients to just put the scale away or have a family member just like look it up somewhere because it can be so extremely distracting. It is, yes, one way of measuring how things are going. And if we see like a constant change is going up and up and up and up all the time every week, then there's maybe something going on. But if it's just temporary fluctuation, then you shouldn't really worry about it and you should celebrate the other wins that you're seeing. So these are my thoughts about the scale and the body weight. I hope you found it useful. I hope it gives you a little bit of peace because I don't want you to get obsessed with the scale. I don't want you to be obsessed with like any numbers, but especially the scale. I don't know why we're giving it so much attention, and I just want you to not be that person who is letting their mood be determined by what the scale said this morning. So I hope this helps you. All right, this is all I got for you today. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.